Yeah, so what's interesting about the Planet Money video series is it's actually right now still all based on existing Planet Money podcast episodes. So they did the original reporting, and then we're going and adapting them to try to bring these stories to a new audience, which is more of a video audience rather than podcast. So they probably reported that, I would guess, a year before we adapted it. So then what we did was we came and took their transcript. We do another approval pass with the Planet Money team and our supervising editors, and then we break it into shot lists, and then we go on to figuring out cast and locations. And that whole process is probably a month usually. There's a lot of discussion back and forth with the original reporters, who we also usually have do the voiceover for the video as well. We also have the reporters acting in the videos. So I think that one was voiced by Alex Goldmark, who plays the person at like the airport terminal. So the original reporting was, I'm guessing here, but it's usually one or two people doing the reporting. Video adaptation, there's a team of 3 of us. 2 of us are the main producers, and then our supervising producer also comes in. So a tough one for this was the locations were tough. We got really lucky with that airport location. It was like a company that used to be an airline that somebody bought the name and is turning into a series of hotels. TWA maybe. But in One World Trade, in the One World Trade building, they had a lounge that was for investors to look at. That was made up to look like an old airport lounge, because finding a real airport to film in, I called around and they wanted like between $1,000 and $10,000, which is way out of our price range. Yeah. And that's the other thing that's kind of tough about these, is because we're public media, we don't have a very big budget. So all the actors are people that just work here at the office. Something I wish I had changed is, so now that we're in season 2, I'm doing something where like you'll have the more traditional sort of credit style, where it's like the name of the character and then the name of the actor. Whereas before I was just sort of block listing all the actors. So like the guy, Roland, who invents the credit card chip, is Stephen Thompson from the music team. But also the edit for this one I remember being pretty tough. There's something about the timing, and then there was a lot of like small After Effects things that had to come in. One thing I've been trying to do more of is making a point of breaking videos into little subsections, like breaking it into chapters. A lot of videos I'll see, or like a lot of videos I've worked on, will just be like one speed all the way through, and the audience sort of misses, they never have a chance to take a second and absorb what they've just heard. One thing video does is I think it helps us add a little bit more of an entertainment factor to some of these, especially, I mean, some people learn visually, some people learn by hearing. But we already have all these great stories in podcast form. And so it becomes sort of a simple thing to be able to let it reach this new audience, an audience that is maybe more visually interested. The part of the audience that are already like NPR fans, I think they would have been interested to know, like, oh, the fraudster character, that's Kenny Malone from Planet Money, or the credit card guy is Stephen Thompson from music. Rewatching this recently, I feel like you kind of lose track of what era everything is happening in. I probably would have sprinkled in the date a few more times, or maybe put a little, maybe a graphic in the lower third. And then, in a season 1 of the series, we were doing this, like, we would put archival footage on a projector scene. I'd probably cut that and just be a little more straightforward with, like, here's archival footage, instead of trying to put it in some sort of separate area. When we start a new season, what we do is Ben and I would go through all the Planet Money archives. We'd each pick maybe 6 episodes that we think could be good videos and do a little write-up on what the takeaway fact is. Basically what's the headline going to be, and what's the audience going to walk away with is like, we call them dinner party facts, like facts that you would share with people at a dinner party. Oh, well, it's a lot of creative freedom here, which is really nice. And also there's not, with marketing, it's all like what the client wants. Here, there aren't really, or even compared to like a for-profit media company, there's not really any pressure to work specifically to make your advertisers happy. Oh, and then the other thing is just like, I really believe in public media. I think there's a big value to it. So being able to work for a public media organization is just a dream come true.